inheritance of one gene, that is the monohybrid cross. So what we did in monohybrid cross, we took two parents, one was tall and one was dwarf. Okay, and we crossed these two parents. The genotype of tall parent was this and the genotype of dwarf parent was this. Due to self-fertilization for generations, that is, we got the true breeding lines of both these parents. Now this will produce two types of gametes, that is this, and this parent will produce two gametes, that is small t and small t. These are the gametes. Okay, now these gametes will cross with themselves to produce the offspring. So this will combine with this, so we'll get the F1 generation. As first plant will be this will can also combine with this, so second plant will be this can combine with this, so this, and this can also combine with this gamete. So you can see here that all the parents we got in the F1 generation were tall. All plants, not parents, all plants we got were heterozygous tall. Okay, these all were heterozygous tall. So if we talk about the genotype, they were heterozygous tall, and phenotype will be all plants we got are tall. Okay. Now we took any two plants from the Mendel took any two plants from this F1 generation and he did the selfing. Okay. So he did the selfing of these two plants. He took them as parents. Now same, these two parents will produce what? Gametes. That is capital T and small t. Here capital T and small t. Okay. Now these are the what? These are the gametes. And now these gametes will unite with itself and we'll get what? F2 generation. So F2 generation will be, this will combine with this. So we'll get the first individual capital T, this will combine with this, so we'll get capital T and small t. This small t will combine with this, so we'll get capital T and small t, and this will combine with this, so we get small t, small t. So all the plants in the F2 generation were not tall, 3 of them were tall. 3 of them were tall and 1 plant was dwarf. Okay, so the genotype was 1:2:1 and phenotype was 3:1. Okay, why the genotype was 1:1? Because 1 was homozygous tall, 2 were heterozygous tall, and 1 was homozygous dwarf, and phenotype 3 were tall and 1 was dwarf. So Mendel devised 2 laws, or he gave 2 laws based on the inheritance of one gene, that is monohybrid cross. First one was the law of dominance and the second one was law of segregation. Okay. Now what does law of dominance say? Law of dominance says that the characters like tallness and dwarfness are controlled by discrete units which are called factors. Okay. These are nothing but these are factors, and these factors will occur in pairs. Okay, as we can see here, because we are diploid organisms, so these factors will occur in pairs. And now we call these factors as gene. That is a segment of DNA which codes for a polypeptide. Okay. Now if in a dissimilar pair of factors, one member will be able to dominate the other, okay, in dissimilar pair, and the other one will not express itself in the presence of the dominant character, okay, in a dissimilar pair. So we'll take this one, okay. So this is a dissimilar pair, that is heterozygous. So this one is expressing itself and this one is not expressing itself, okay. So the one which is expressing itself is called the dominant, and the one which is not expressing itself is called the recessive, okay. So law of dominance is there. This capital T is dominant and it will not allow the small t to express itself when capital T is present, and the small t will not express itself in the presence of capital T. So this is the law of dominance, and so this capital T dominates the expression of small t, so it expresses itself but it is not able to express itself. So this is the recessive one and this is the dominant one, okay. So this is the law of dominance. Now you can see here that here all the plants were heterozygous, okay. The capital T, which was for tallness, and the small t, which was for dwarfness, were together for generation, for a particular generation, but there was no mixing or blending of these two characters. Like we can say that tallness plus dwarfness will give medium heighted plants, okay, because there is blending. So here Mendel saw that this character, the dwarfness, was expressed in the F2 generation. So it was definitely the trait for the dwarfness was present in the F1 generation, but here it was not able to express itself, but here in the second generation it was able to express itself. So it means that it was present in the F1 generation but was not expressed in the F1 generation. So here you can see that when capital T and small t were together for a particular generation, there was no mixing or blending of these two characters, okay, and again we were able to get the parental type, that is the homozygous tall and homozygous dwarf. So this is the law of segregation, that is law of separation of the allele during gamete formation, okay, proper separation of these two, okay. So Mendel gave the law of dominance, okay, and law of segregation, law of dominance and law of segregation from this monohybrid cross, okay, that is we are taking only one gene. So in law of segregation, Mendel said that the alleles do not show any blending and that both of the characters are recovered as in the F2 generation, though one of these is not seen at the F1 generation, at the F1 generation. Here you were not able to find any dwarf plant, still at the F2 generation you were able to get the dwarf plant. This was because when they were together, they were not mixed with each other, they were not blended with each other, and they separated from each other, and again when they came together they showed the parental type, okay. So this is the law of dominance and law of segregation. Now we'll see a cross, which is the test cross. Now if I give you a flower, okay, and I tell you that you tell me whether it is homozygous or heterozygous, you will not be able to get that, okay. You will not be able to tell me that what is the genotype of that flower, because genotype is not visible to us. Phenotype we can say and we can tell, okay. So let me give you an example, that I gave you a particular purple flower and I told you, you tell me genotype of this flower. So here you can find the genotype of this flower with the help of a cross that is called the test cross. Now test cross is a cross when you take a cross in which you take an unknown parent where you are not aware of the genotype, okay, and you take a recessive parent, okay. Here this dwarf plant was a recessive parent, okay. So here we'll do a test cross and we'll find the genotype of this unknown flower, okay, whether it is homozygous purple or it is heterozygous purple, okay. It can be this homozygous purple and this can be heterozygous purple, okay. Now purple is the dominant color when we talk about the flower color in pea plant, okay. So we'll do this, we'll do the crossing with this purple flower and the genotype of this is not known. This can be either this or this can be either this. So we have to find what will be the genotype of the unknown flower, okay. So we'll do a test cross. Now suppose this flower, purple flower which was given to you was homozygous purple. Okay, so you will cross this with the recessive parent, that is this one, that is the white flower, okay. So here we will do the crossing, like we are supposing this. So gametes will be there. And here you will get the what? This is the gamete and this is the other gamete, okay. Now they will combine with each other. This is the gametes. This one and this one, this one and this one, okay. So in F1 generation, you will get all the plants which will be purple, okay. You got F1 generation will have all the flowers which are having, all the plants which are having purple flower, because we know that the purple color is dominant and the white color is recessive. So in the F1 generation, as we saw here in the monohybrid cross, all the plants will be purple, okay. Now suppose the flower which is given to you, this is the first case and this is the second case. Now suppose the plant which is given to you is heterozygous purple, okay. This is what? This is heterozygous purple. So the genotype will be capital W and small w. Now we take the parent as this capital W and small w and we will do a test cross while crossing it with the recessive parent. So we will get the gamete, that is capital W, small w, small w, small w, and now we will cross it with okay. So the result we will get in the F1 generation will be capital W, small w, capital W, small w, small w, small w, and small w and small w. So here in the second case, we saw that we got 50% of them were the purple flower and 50% were the white flower. So you can say that when the parent is homozygous, when the parent is homozygous for a particular character, then you will get all the flowers purple in the first generation. Okay, and when the unknown flower is heterozygous, you will get 50% of them as purple and 50% of the plants having white flower. Okay, so here it will be 50% and 50%. So when you get, while crossing the plants, when you get a 50% result, you are sure that the plant is heterozygous purple, heterozygous for a particular character, and when in F1 generation you get all the plants. Okay, when you get all the plants as the same dominant trait, that is purple, you are sure that the given flower was having what? Was having a homozygous genotype. Okay, so from monohybrid cross, Mendel devised the law of dominance and law of segregation. Law of dominance say that the characters are controlled by discrete units which are called factors. Now we call them as genes. Second, factors always occur in pairs, as you can see here. And third, when we talk about a dissimilar pair, okay, when we talk about a dissimilar pair, suppose this one, the one character will dominate the other, it will not allow the other character to express itself. So the one which expresses itself is the dominant character and the other one is the recessive character. Okay. Law of segregation says that in spite of both the characters being together for a particular generation, they do not mix with each other and produce some other result. Okay. Now in the second generation, in the F2 generation, they are able to separate from each other and they are again able to create the parental type and pure parental type. Okay, so there is no mixing or no segregation of these character. Okay, so the alleles do not show any blending and that both the characters are recovered as such in the F2 generation, though one of these is not seen in the F1 stages. Okay, now what we did, suppose I gave you a flower which is purple in color, so it can be homozygous purple or it can be heterozygous purple. Now I told you to do an experiment and find out whether the genotype of the given flower is heterozygous purple or homozygous purple. Okay, so what you did, you will do to find out the genotype of the unknown flower, you will do a test cross. So test cross is a cross when we cross a particular individual with a recessive parent. Okay, so here when I did the cross, monohybrid cross in F1 generation, if I found that all the plants were having purple flower, I can say that the given unknown flower genotype was purple, was homozygous purple. And if I get results in which 50% of the flower were purple and 50% of the flower obtained were white, so I can say that the genotype which was present in the unknown flower was heterozygous purple. So this is test cross where you can find the genotype of the unknown flower. Okay, so this was all about the inheritance of one gene. Now we'll, in the next section, we'll do the incomplete dominance. Okay.